Hello everyone, I am Ehsan Khan with my sports channel, Free It with Ehsan. Today I am here with Matt Steeler. Before question, short introduction with Matt Steeler. Yes, Matt.
Thanks, Ehsan. Very glad to be here and interviewing with you and your sports channel. Best of luck with it. So I'm Matt Steeler. I'm the current director of cricket here at the Kowloon Cricket Club. I've been here in Hong Kong, back in Hong Kong for about 4 years. Prior to coming to Hong Kong, I was based in Perth, Western Australia, where I played all of my cricket basically for a club called Scarborough Cricket Club. Scarborough Cricket Club, very well known for the likes of Justin Langer and more recently Marcus Harris, who's been opening the batting for Western Australia, so for Australia as well. About 4 years ago, I got the opportunity to come over to Hong Kong. I was actually originally born in Hong Kong, and because of that, I guess I have I meet the criteria to play for Hong Kong through my birthright. So as you would know, I played a couple of games with Ehsan. We played some 4-day I-Cup games against Afghanistan and Netherlands.
Yeah.
Netherlands we did quite well. PNG. Afghanistan we didn't do so well, unfortunately. But on top of the playing, obviously really enjoyed the playing. It was a great opportunity, but I was mainly here to explore an opportunity to work in cricket administration, in sports administration. So I took a job with Cricket Hong Kong. And I worked with them for 2.5 years as the programs coordinator. So I basically managed the domestic competition. I managed the international tournaments. So when countries like Afghanistan and Netherlands come, I'd run that tournament from a tournament director perspective, and then lucky enough to play in at the PNG one as well. That's right.
And then the tournament from Wales, I think.
Yeah, that's right. We also had the T20 Blitz, yes, which I think you played in a couple of times. More of a franchise-based tournament. So I acted as a tournament director and match referee for those two tournaments as well. For the three that we ran, actually, just the second two. So about 6 months ago, I took a job here with the Kowloon Cricket Club, director of cricket, which has been a fantastic experience so far. Previously, as you would know, I played for the Kowloon Cricket Club against Ehsan at Little Saiwan, so we've battled it out on the pitch against each other and together.
There's a good game.
We always have a good game.
Two good teams, yeah.
So recently, obviously, I've taken this role and I'm taking a little bit of a step back from playing, more so on the administration side. So that's sort of my background coming into where we are today.
So that's great. For us, that's great. As a club, you are not playing today. You will be not available for the game.
No,
right?
some of the games, yeah, that's right. I'm letting some of the younger guys come through and play now. So
my first question is, how is cricket in Hong Kong, domestic cricket, and do you think that domestic cricket needs some changes?
Yeah, I mean it's a very broad question. Obviously, the constraints we have here in Hong Kong are around the facilities. As you would know, and probably people listening might not know, we have 5 grounds maximum, 3 of which are turf wickets. Yep. There's a legacy here in Hong Kong of a lot of teams that have come into the competition over a lot of years. So we've got a lot of teams trying to share a little amount of facilities, right? And because of that, it doesn't lend itself to allowing people to play regularly. We're not able in a position at the moment to be able to have our players play every single weekend, which is something that happens in pretty much every other country in the world. If you want to play a game of cricket, you can go out and play a game of cricket every single weekend. We might have a situation here where you play for 2 weeks in a row, you might not play for 3, and then you miss a month and then play again. So I think the organisers, and obviously previously I was an organiser of the domestic league, I think they're in a tough position trying to give as much cricket to as many people as possible with the limited resources they have. So it becomes a bit of a balancing act between allowing more social cricket to play and also the high performance Premier League sort of cricket to play. So look, I think it's important for both of those to exist, and it's about finding a balance between those two with the facilities that we have. So
facility we have 5 grounds.
4 or 5 grounds, yeah.
Just in 3 grounds we have turf wickets.
Correct.
So that national team players can be play. Can allow the national team players are just allowed in that 3.
Only allowed to play in those 3. So, I mean, there's some complexities around that. We obviously are in a club at the moment called the Kowloon Cricket Club. This club belongs to, it is run by members. Members of this club are the ones who represent this club. To become a member of this club, it's not cheap. You must satisfy certain criteria and go through our program and be selected to play. Playing here doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be the best player. We have players of all ability. We have guys behind me right now, Simandeep Singh, who's played for Hong Kong, and Jamie Atkinson, former captain of Hong Kong, both played. Ehsan Khan, exactly. We have the top level players playing here, but we also have the Saturday cricketers. Guys that pay the same amount of money. Have every right to use the ground as much as a Premier League cricketer. So I don't think we can say
that. You said some national team players are here and some senior players are playing in your team. What about the juniors? What's your thoughts about juniors? Like, did KCC are giving them enough chances?
Yeah, I mean we're fortunate here at KCC. We have 3 Saturday teams. With 3 Saturday teams, it means that we have 33 available positions on any given weekend or week. Because of that, we promote our juniors. We like from the age of 15, 16, 17, getting these kids coming through and playing for our KCC Saracens or our Crusaders. Our Saracens are seen as our sort of younger side.
So they can perform and
Correct.
Go in the under-19 team.
Correct. These guys still want to play under-17 cricket, and they should play under-17 cricket. But if we have the opportunity, and
how many players do you have in under-19 now? Hong Kong under-19 players.
We had 4 in the most recent tour. So we had Kalhan Chalu, we had Adit Gorawara, we had Arush Bhagwat, and we had Vikas Sharma. So we had 4 representatives from that squad, and look, I think, looking back, I think Adit, who captained the under-19s, he was the leading run scorer. Vikas took 4 or 5 wickets in one of the games. Very important. And obviously Kalhan, I think, has been battling a bit of an injury, but he's a very, very talented young player and opens the batting for the under-19s. So look, we have some great young youthful players coming through. And we put time into those players. We want them to succeed. I know Adit, Kalhan and Arush, that they've been playing senior cricket since the age of 14, 15. We expose them as early as we can to our senior sides. But we need that mix. We need the older, more experienced guys there to teach these younger guys about cricket. They're all good players. They all hit the ball, but you've got to learn how to play cricket. And that's what the experienced guys bring to that team. So
what I'm thinking, that I hope they will perform in the high level.
Correct.
Like in Premier League, in Sunday League. I really want to see them with the big score,
yep.
And especially in Sunday League, and then especially
yep.
in the
so do we.
Premier League.
Definitely.
The Premier League is a really tough game in Hong Kong.
Yep.
Its standard is really high.
Correct.
Yes, I can understand. I can agree. Do you think that the national team players need more training, more matches in domestic cricket here?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's an interesting question. I think, obviously, going back to the facilities, it's not always possible. We've touched on that before. I think if I look at this in 2 ways, a lot of coaches I've had over the years, and what we subscribe to here as a club is quality over quantity. So we would rather the guys train and play in quality situations rather than too much at a lower level. So if your question is, should Premier League players be playing Saturday cricket? My answer to that would be no. I don't believe that playing against more social guys on a Saturday in 35 over cricket is beneficial.
They have 2 groups, like one lower down.
Yeah.
Up,
So
the other standard is looks like similar, like the Sunday League.
Yeah, I would probably disagree. I would say there is probably some sides where their Premier League don't play Premier League, so therefore are allowed to play Saturday. they're relatively strong. If you look at the likes of HKCC, they've been perennially quite strong. Pakistan Association have been quite strong. Little Saiwan Sarjan have been quite strong. HKCC.
KCC.
So
KCC have a good team, strong team.
Yeah. So
I think.
But what I would say is, and this is the two parts: quality over quantity. The second part, I would say, is it's about growing the game in Hong Kong. It's about allowing opportunity for the younger players to come through and play. And Saturday cricket is a fantastic platform to do that. If you start allowing Premier League players to play Premier League, Sunday, Saturday, that's a spot gone, a spot gone, a spot gone. We're talking about a 14, 15-year-old who has no way to come into the system because there isn't enough cricket to be played. So if the same person is playing 20 games, 30 games of cricket per year, and this person down here who wants to play is not playing at all, that's not beneficial for Hong Kong.
Okay. So when I was there in 2012 and 13, season 2012-13.
When you first arrived, yeah.
At that time, two players were allowed.
Yep.
National team players, Premier League players were allowed in the Saturday.
Yep.
So that was, in that situation, you can, put the Saturday, standard a bit more higher.
Yep. I would argue it's still two spots being taken by guys that shouldn't be playing that cricket. If you look at the way the fixtures are structured this year, Sunday League will play 10 matches and Premier League will play 8 matches. That's 18 matches of cricket over the season. To me, that's enough. If you add Saturday cricket to that, that's 13 more games of cricket.
A lot of matches we missed out because we were outside.
Travelling with the national team, playing cricket.
Yep, playing cricket.
So you're playing cricket anyway. Do you know what I mean? It's an opportunity for everyone to play, So
similar, the Sunday League.
Yeah, I would probably disagree. I would say there is probably some sides where their Premier League don't play Premier League, so therefore are allowed to play Saturday. They're relatively strong. If you look at the likes of HKCC, they've been perennially quite strong. Pakistan Association have been quite strong. Little Saiwan Sarjan have been quite strong. HKCC.
KCC.
So
KCC have a good team, strong team.
Yeah. So
I think.
But what I would say is, and this is the two parts: quality over quantity. The second part, I would say, is it's about growing the game in Hong Kong. It's about allowing opportunity for the younger players to come through and play. And Saturday cricket is a fantastic platform to do that. If you start allowing Premier League players to play Premier League, Sunday, Saturday, that's a spot gone, a spot gone, a spot gone. We're talking about a 14, 15-year-old who has no way to come into the system because there isn't enough cricket to be played. So if the same person is playing 20 games, 30 games of cricket per year, and this person down here who wants to play is not playing at all, that's not beneficial for Hong Kong.
Okay. So when I was there in 2012 and 13, season 2012-13.
When you first arrived, yeah.
At that time, two players were allowed.
Yep.
National team players, Premier League players were allowed in the Saturday.
Yep.
So that was, in that situation, you can, put the Saturday, standard a bit more higher.
Yep. I would argue it's still two spots being taken by guys that shouldn't be playing that cricket. If you look at the way the fixtures are structured this year, Sunday League will play 10 matches and Premier League will play 8 matches. That's 18 matches of cricket over the season. To me, that's enough. If you add Saturday cricket to that, that's 13 more games of cricket.
A lot of matches we missed out because we were outside.
Travelling with the national team, playing cricket.
Yep,
playing cricket. So you're playing cricket anyway. Do you know what I mean? It's an opportunity for everyone to play. So there's probably guys who are playing on Saturday who are never going to play for Hong Kong. Yes?
Yep.
And one could argue they are potentially taking a spot of someone who could either play more cricket at a lower level or a younger guy wanting to come through. They may be taking a spot. But you have to understand, we have to cater for all types. We have to cater, like I mentioned here, we have members of the club who pay their money to be a member here and they want to play cricket. The league cannot stop them from playing cricket. We have to work a system which allows premier players to play and social players to play and young players to come through. So the issue the association or the Cricket Hong Kong have is they don't have the facilities and the grounds to be able to satisfy all of the different people. So they need to prioritise which ones are more important, right? So for me, I think everyone would agree juniors are more important, the ones coming through. they're the ones that are going to be the next players for Hong Kong. They're the ones that are going to take Hong Kong to the next level in the national tournaments. You know, and you have that mix between the young guys playing and the experienced guys bringing them through. You know, guys like us, we're 34, 35 years old. How much longer do we have to play? You know, we're sort of coming towards the end, and these guys are 15, 16 coming through, right? So it's a difficult balancing act. So my 2 points would be quality over quantity, and a mixture of social and competitive cricket. You know, I don't like the idea of Ehsan Nawaz or Tanvir Ahmed coming in and bowling at 130 kilometres an hour to a social cricketer on a Saturday who's there to have fun, which can happen. You know, we know some of the guys that play Saturday cricket, they're northwards of 50 years old. They are, right? And it's dangerous in some ways. So I think there's enough training. We offer our facility here. There's enough training with Mission Road. There's enough training and games for these guys to get enough cricket. I don't think Saturday cricket's the avenue for Premier League players, if I'm honest.
Okay. So is it possible that the national team players can do practice on turf here in KCC?
Absolutely. Yeah, but basically for the last 3 seasons, the national team has been given access to KCC to use facilities. That's turf in the morning. That's AstroTurf, and the ground, not the centre wicket, but the actual ground for fielding. So, yeah, basically it's been available to use. The women's side have used it a fair bit, but for some reason, and you'll probably have to speak to the powers at Cricket Hong Kong, the men have not been using the turf facilities over the back there, despite our staff setting them up available to use every week. So that might be more of a question for Cricket Hong Kong as to why they're not using the facility, despite us generously offering it to them and allowing them to.
Okay, so what is your advice for the national team so they can improve their, performance?
By performance, you mean?
Performance result.
The results. Yeah, I mean, performance is measured in results. It's measured in, primarily at this level it's results, but it can be other things. I know Cricket Hong Kong at the moment are doing a big sort of look into why the national team seems to be quite successful in series and league run tournaments like the old Challenge League, which we placed 3rd or 4th in, I think. But then when we get to tournaments, we don't tend to perform so well. Why is that the case? Very difficult. I guess one answer could be, and this has been talked about whilst I was at Cricket Hong Kong. Here in Hong Kong, the league structures of domestic cricket mean that we don't play any finals. There are no finals played. All of the competitions are run on a league. On the league. So if you win the most amount of games in a season, you win the trophy. It's like the football, the Premier League, same system as that. Whereas in Australia, and even in England, I think as well, they play final series. So semi-finals, finals, quarterfinals. So you might be the 5th performing team all year, but then play in the big games and under pressure, and being in those pressure situations in domestic cricket, in Premier League perhaps, might allow those players to perform better when they get onto the big stage. They're used to those big games, they're used to that pressure performance, because league cricket, it's still a game of cricket. You obviously want to do as well as you can, but I'm a huge believer, and this is probably my Australian side coming out, having played finals my whole life. There's nothing like playing in a final, performing in a final. You get confidence from that. We've been in some big games of recent times in the sort of qualifiers and whatnot, and we haven't performed to the level I think we know we can. So it's something for the association to consider. Is it domestic? Is it the training? Is it the matches? There's a lot of different things that can affect why a team does well and badly. But if I had the answer, I'd definitely tell them, but I'm not sure I do.
Okay. Thanks so much, Matt.
No problem, mate.
For your time.
Cheers. Thanks for having me. Best of luck.
When I will. Thanks.
Cheers.
Okay, guys. Thanks so much for watching us, and subscribe my channel. It's a free hit with Ehsan, and support us. Supports Hong Kong cricket, and watching Hong Kong cricket I'm sure that there will be some of videos from Premier League. T20 is coming from next month. See you on that. See you there. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you.
See you.
Bye.